Hi everybody, I'm Joey with Create with Joey, and I have the cutest, most beautiful class to bring you today for free online. It's with a new product that Stampin' Up! Is offering starting March 1st, but I'm also doing a special pre-order at a little bit of a discount to give my customers a head start on this beautiful bundle because sometimes the products sell out soon. Okay, oh, I am live. I looked up and I thought, I don't know if I'm live for sure or not. So before we get started, I do need to just make sure I'm caught up on my iPad so I can see what you're seeing. Let me bring it up here. I think my internet is not behaving very well right at this moment because I'm not coming up. There we go. There I am for my iPad, and then let me get going on my laptop. When you come on, I'd love for you to say hi. Even if you're watching replay, say hello and where you're from, how you're doing today. Here we go. Got this guy on. Okay, I'm set. I've got all the technology started and going. Hi, Diane. Good. Okay, Diane's on. So that means that people are starting to see me. Good morning, Pam. Pam's here too. Excellent. Let's go ahead. I'm going to click a button. I'm going to get, I'll go upside down, but you'll be right side up as soon as I turn my camera down on my phone. So here we go. Just hang on a second. I got to make sure I click the right thing. There we go. Tools and upside down. There we go. Now we're all straightened around for when you're looking down. It takes a moment for Facebook to catch up with what I've actually done, so sometimes I go too far like I did that time. I'm just going to readjust this just a little bit. Okay, I am going to get started just with, we have a few announcements here, and I can keep adjusting my phone to where everything gets squared up as we go along. And looks like that was the wrong thing to do. Oh my gosh, seriously? All right, let's give it a minute. All right, so that was the wrong way to go, so I think I have to go this way. All righty, just a reminder, we'll get going and I'll keep adjusting it as we go. Well, that was even worse. Good heavens. Okay, let's try this again. This way and up a little bit. Let's try that. Celebration is coming to an end, you guys, so we only have through February 28th to still get in on the freebies. Most everything is available. What is not available is the Dainty Flowers paper, so that one is sold out. I think everything else, I didn't check first thing this morning, but I was looking at it yesterday. So you have what's available in this brochure, and if you don't have this brochure, you can just go online to stampingwithjoey.stampinup.net, and you can click shop now and click on celebration, and you can see what's available. So some things are available with a $50 purchase, and some things are available with a $100 purchase. So that's only another week to take advantage of that. And if you're my customer and you've ordered $100, let me start getting other stuff out here, $100 during celebration, then you get an invitation to a special select party, exclusive party just for people who have either joined my team, spent $100, or hosted a workshop. And I know not everybody that watches online is obviously local to me, but you still get all the make and takes for the party. You get the gift, the goodie bag. You get to play bingo with us on Zoom, so you're eligible for prizes for any games that we play. So if you haven't done that and you want to be part of that, then let me just put in my, hi Pam, hi Kim, hi Christy. Oh good, everybody's jumping on here. Let me put in my shopping link so that it goes, you're sure that it gets to me. And that will be in the comments. I can't put these links in the video description because Stampin' Up! Quits showing it to people, or not Stampin' Up!, but Facebook quits showing it to people. This is my Easter Bunny class. It's still open for registration if you'd like to take it. So there's 2 treat boxes and 3 cards. And this is made actually with a pack of celebration paper, and you get a little pack of that 6x6 paper with the class. You get $20 worth of products actually, and that is $35, or if you need it shipped, it's $6 more. And this is actually part of my Be Creative Club, which is my monthly club. Usually meets the 4th Thursday in person. This month in March, it's going to be the 3rd Thursday because we got to get ready for Easter because it's coming early this year. It's April 9th. So, and then what was I going to say? So anyway, that's the story with that. I don't think there's anything more. It has to be, you have to RSVP for this by February 28th. Oh, hi Shirley. I will put the link for that also in the comments. So registration for the Easter Bunny class, I am getting that put in the comments now. Let's get that clicked in. So there's that link. Okay, perfect. I think they're really cute. I'm excited for spring. We're not having spring today. However, we are having a cold day. We're supposed to get some rain or snow, sleet. But my husband thinks it's going to pass us by, so I'm good with that. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited to share these products with you today. So this is a new set of products. Stampin' Up! Is trying something new where they are 2 to 3 times a year. I should know whether it's 2 or 3, but at least 2 times a year they're going to come out with a whole bunch of products that are online. They're sharing it as online exclusives is what they're calling it. And so the first product launch of those new products is going to be March 1st. And one of those suites that's included in that product March, there'll be more things than just this, is called the Hello Irresistible Suite Collection. And I know in the camera you're not going to be able to see things super well. But there's a stamp set that has obviously blooms in it, and then some sentiments. Well, here, let me show you the actual stamp set. This is the stamp set. And if you just want the stamp set, it's $25. If you want the bundle, is $54. And the dies, these are the dies that are included. So you get the dies that cut out these leaves and these flowers. Then you also get 3 leaf dies that cut out, just those decorative leaves. And then you get this beautiful die and this one. So this is by itself. We're going to use this one today, actually on our first project, so that you can see them. So that's the bundle. But the paper is honestly to die for. So let me show you the paper too. Hi, Mary Ellen. 3 times. Christy says it's 3 times. Christy is my online helper. She gets my facts. When I don't have the facts, she gets the facts out so everybody knows what's the real truth instead of just figuring out what I'm saying, whether it's true or not, whether you can count on it or not. Usually I know what I'm talking about, but not always, Sometimes I need help, and she always helps me. All right, look at this paper. It is just to die for. So there's colors of Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight. Now, you guys, too, Pretty Peacock. Do you remember Pretty Peacock? It was an in color. Actually, it was an in color just a few years ago. And they're bringing it back. Also, Lost Lagoon, of which I don't have my Lost Lagoon because it didn't survive the last color redo. And so I sold it. And now they're bringing it back. But it's a beautiful color. It's just a little bit lighter than this and a little more, just a shade or 2 lighter than this. You'll see it in this paper. As we go through the paper, I'll try and point it out. But this is obviously the Pretty Peacock. And then in this pack of paper, you're also going to see Soft Sea Foam. We're going to use that today. Here's the Pretty Peacock again. This is just gorgeous. We're using this paper today. So you've got this kind of a milky background of soft sea foam, daffodil delight, flirty flamingo with these beautiful white, they look like they're embossed flowers. They're not. It's a flat paper. It doesn't have texture to it. And then you get sheets like these where you can just die cut all of the leaves. So I'll show you. I've been busy, busy, busy. Hi Maggie, yay, you got to watch. Oh, Mary Ellen, you're on your oh, that's a bummer when your iPad doesn't work. Hi Kathy. Because I like to watch things on my iPad too. So I was trying to show you this, but it's not very clear. Let me get rid of all this paper so you can see how I just cut out. All I did is I started running through my die cutting machine, putting the dies out, so I had a lot of leaves. This paper works the same way. This is obviously the white leaves on top of the color, and these are the pretty peacock leaves. So this kind of background color here is Lost Lagoon. It's still kind of mixed in with a little some other colors, but that's what Lost Lagoon is if you don't remember it, or you're not a Stampin' Up! Person, you're like, I have no idea what Lost Lagoon is. I don't know these colors. Which is not a big deal, but this one is another one where you cut out all the leaves if you want to or not, and this one all the flowers that go with the dies. We're using this one, I might have already pointed that out, and then this one kind of is like that die that I showed you, which we're going to make a card with that too. And then on the back of them are all those kind of watercolory colors. Isn't that gorgeous? This looks like a sunset. This looks like, to me, this looks like the ocean. And here you see soft sea foam, and you're going to see some of that Lost Lagoon in there too. Here's your flirty flamingo. Here's your pretty peacock with your daffodil delight. Here's that other die pattern again. Here is soft sea foam kind of spattered with like white paint. I just love this paper. Honestly, I got it out and I really did oh my gosh, it took my breath away right away. I've seen a lot of stuff with Stampin' Up! I've been stamping for 20 years and I still get excited for new products, but, you know, all new products pretty much, but this is really something special. So I just hope you'll take advantage of getting it early so you don't miss out on it. And these are the gems. So these are loose frosted dots. So these come in Daffodil Delight and then Flirty Flamingo, and then you're seeing the Pretty Peacock again. Hi Shar. Oh, you've got more snow today? Oh man. Hi Kathy. Minnesota, my Minnesota friends are getting more snow, which they've already had a lot of snow. We're going to use those gems. I'm going to leave those out. All right, you guys, let's get started stamping. We're going to start with one that we need the die cutting machine for. So let me get that out and all the bits and pieces of this paper, or this card rather. I've already got some die cut leaves and a die cut flower and greeting. So all we need to die cut is that really fancy schmancy circle. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip on when you're die cutting something like this that has all these little details in it. So this is what I do. I run it first through the die cutting machine with on a dryer sheet. Couldn't get my words out. So, oh, and I got my new plates out today because I thought my other ones were getting pretty bad. So I just run it through. They still work fine. You know, it's hard to actually wear out a die or a acrylic plate, but they don't look the greatest on video. So I got out my newer ones. So I run it through on a dryer sheet because what that does is that gets some of that. Well, here, let's get this. It does make a little bit of a mess with your dryer sheet, but what it helps is your dies. So you can see it's kind of sticking in there, so it's kind of messy, but that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't stick in the die, sometimes it does, so you have to do a little cleanup on it, and I just take my brush or my, I know I'm close to the camera here, so if that's making you motion sick, don't look for a minute. but then you just take your, you can take your pick tool and get out all these little pieces. Now, it often does not cut up all these little pieces. All it does is just give you that little bit of coating that helps your cardstock not stick in the die. So that when you're getting it out, oops, we're going to go ahead and cut this, so we need this still. So when you're cutting your cardstock, it doesn't stick. Those little bits don't all stick in the die. So this is a piece of basic white. It's just 3 1/4 by, what is it? No, it's not that. It's 3 1/2 by something. Nope, wrong again. 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. I just couldn't get my brain around it. All right, so let's get this in here. Gonna grab the, we're gonna not put this exactly in the center. We're gonna put it a little bit towards the top, like that. Carol, lots of snow. Char, 10 to 14 inches by tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I think it's missing us. My husband thinks it's gonna miss us and it's going north, which north means yes, it's coming to you, unfortunately. I think I wrote a note to one of you guys getting all this snow that I'm hoping we're done. I'm sorry to say that. I know you want to be done too. We had a lot dumped last week. We had over 12 inches last week, but we lucked out and got some warmer days. And so can you see how this just falls out when you use the dryer sheet? Now I'm still, see, look, clean as a whistle. So that's just a little tip for you. I really like to do that with delicate dies that really like to hold on to your cardstock when you're trying to get it cut. You want all your bitty pieces to just fall out. You don't want to have to dink around with your brush and your take your pick tool and all that stuff. I think we've got everything else die cut. We might have to grab those dies in a little bit, but let's go ahead and make this card. So I'll tell you the truth. The very first thing I did was I grabbed this 6x6 piece of cardstock or DSP when I opened the pack, and I die cut a white paper like this, and I put it down like this, and I honestly swooned. I thought, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. You know, doesn't take a lot to make me excited about stamping things, but I thought it's just so pretty, and it's unlike anything we've really had before. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this card together. This is going to go together pretty quickly because I die cut everything already, and so we just have to do a little stamping for our greeting and a little gluing, and we'll have our card together. So what the story is, what I'm going to give you guys for a special for this is this whole suite. So it's the bundle, the designer series paper, and the gems. Let me grab my paper so I know what I'm talking about. Is $74.50. If you pay for it retail, it's going to be $74.50. But I'm offering it through Monday because I'm going to put these orders in Tuesday morning. Is the first day you can get it. At 15% off. So that starts today through Monday night. But it has to come through me. So you have to send me your order. But you can register for it online and pay for it online. I'll go ahead and put that link in the comments as well. And so that you can. So it's going to say register for the Irresistible Blooms class here. That's going to be the link you want to look for in the comments. So, thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. Let's get that. So, it's 15% off. So, it would normally be through Stampin' Up. Well, where are my numbers here? $88.69. That's when you've added taxes and tax and shipping to it. But the sale price with me is only going to be $76.36, and that's also with tax and shipping. So basically, it's getting your Stampin' Up price of $74.50 for just $1 more or so, and getting all your tax and shipping paid. So that is what I'm offering, and you get this class for free. So I will be sending this class out with all of these cards as a thank you for purchasing the suite from me. All right, and if you don't need shipping on it to your house, there is, okay, did I get my facts straight here? I did send this out to my email list, and so it's all listed there about if you need it shipped or if you don't need it shipped, if you can do porch pickup. This is all online. This is a class to go. We're not meeting in person for this. So you do need this bundle, or you need something that you would be happy to substitute with to make your cards. So I know a lot of you have flower sets, so you might think you don't need another flower set, but you really do with this one. I'm just saying. I know I have a lot of flower sets. All right, I did something I don't normally do. I cut all the designer paper because I couldn't bear to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Usually I give myself that little 1/8 inch border around, but I just did not want to lose any of this paper. So we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be really simple to put together. We still have a little bit of stamping, but not too much. We just have to stamp the greeting. And go ahead and put this down. So the DSP, you can see through that circle. Isn't that pretty? And then it's the border all around. You can tell I'm quite pleased with myself over this card, can't you? This was my very first card I made with this bundle. I pulled out my retired peacock blue. What is it called? Pretty Peacock. And started stamping away. This is also the designer paper. Can you see that's kind of that mottled soft sea foam and runs into kind of that Lost Lagoon color there. So if you purchased those colors when they were in colors, they were both in colors. Pretty Peacock was only a few years ago. Lost Lagoon is further than, I don't even know when Lost Lagoon is. Any of you demonstrators watching? Do you remember when Lost Lagoon was in our family of colors? Because I don't. Hi, Kathy. You're watching from Ohio. I have to focus on this while I look at the comments. And making cards and scrapbooking. Working on your nephew's high school album. How wonderful. Okay. I like you. And isn't it a cute font? It's so cute. I do get excited about stamping. I get excited about new stuff all the time, but I can't wait. It's not often that I get through a project, because usually I get through my class cards and whatever I'm creating for my Facebook Live and classes and all that stuff. And then, I move on usually. I'll get it back out for a few various things. But this, as soon as I was done with it, I wanted to go back and keep making cards with it. I just thought it was it's like instant wow. It's instant gratification. Now I'm just turning the bottom of my leaves over on my mini glue dots. And I'm going to take those off with my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to I like to, when I have a set of 3 and 2, I like to kind of, let's see, how do I want this? I like to do, I'm not smushing that in because I got to make sure it's going to work with where my greeting is going to go. I like to do the group of 3 on the bottom and a group of 2 on the top, but you could do it, this is going to go like this, but you could do it any way you want to. I just want to make sure my flower doesn't cover up my DSP or my greeting, so I think that's going to work pretty good. Let's turn this over and get our Stampin' Dimensionals. Pam, you're getting much needed rain today. Oh, that's excellent news. Kim says, Lost Lagoon left in spring of 2016, you guys. Thanks, Kim. That was really helpful. Kim is my helper, actually. She's my in-person helper. She was just here yesterday and helped me put together my Playing in the Rain class. So if you order that class, we've got it all put together. The in-person people are coming tomorrow, and the packets for to-go will get shipped out, I hope Friday. If not Friday, Monday at the latest. My husband and I are visiting my uncle who has a wife that's suffering from dementia. So our family gets together in Kansas City for, we call it Breakfast Club. I have cousins there and my uncle. I've set quite a few cousins there, actually. So what I'm saying, the whole reason I'm going through all that long story is because I hope that I'll get these all out on Friday, the ones that have to be shipped. But as you can see, I'm just putting this right on the mini glue dot, which I completely kind of missed that time. So I'm using this tool that has this putty end to pick these up. I'm going to pick up some yellow ones. Actually, what helps me on these loose dots, so these are loose, obviously, is to put them in the cap so I'm not sticking my take your pick tool in a whole ocean of gems. Just going to turn these over so I can pick them up from the top. Because they don't have adhesive on the back. But because they don't, they save the expense of that. You get 360 of them. So, you know, you get a good deal with it. So now we need to stick on some more. And they're actually right about the exact size of the mini glue dot, which is not helping me at the minute because I'm kind of missing all of them. But let's see if I can do better here. Put the edge of it, there we go. That one's right on it. Now I'm gonna need more yellow. I'm looking at my sample and I need a few yellow ones. And I need just a couple more Blue Lagoon, no. What is this? Pretty Peacock. And a little one, I want a real little one here. That needs going with glue. So I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 yellows, so I need 2 more yellow. But I'm anxious to have Lost Lagoon back. I was shocked because we don't want pink. Well, we'll put pink on something else. We want more yellow. Usually when a color doesn't survive a color redo, when they, go through all their basic colors and add and subtract, add new ones and subtract old ones. 1, 2, 3. I need another yellow one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And one more blue one. I've got a big one, a little one, and, well, we'll put those on with glue. So, it isn't obviously quite as convenient. Put those aside because we'll need more later. But when you can put them on a mini glue dot, that helps. So let's go ahead and, for this, I'm going to actually do my putty end. No, we'll stick with this one. Char, when they bring back Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, is it just the paper or will they bring back the ink too? Char, they have not told us, but I think they absolutely have to bring back the ink and the paper. If they don't, I'll be shocked. But, don't hold me to it because they don't call me. I know that's hard to believe, and I don't understand why they don't call me and tell me what's going on, or even better yet, ask me what they should do about various things. Gonna stick on these pretty. Don't the yellow ones just really glow? They're just really, really, really pretty. So I'm making a big assumption here that we're gonna get both the ink and the paper back, but that is an assumption. So I might be eating my words when I see you next on Facebook Live next Wednesday. I hope, let's just say I really hope we're getting both the ink and the paper. Let's see, let's get a yellow one maybe down here. And then we need some little blue ones. So for that, we are going to get out the blue. Don't worry, this is the only one where I kind of got carried away with the gems. So we're doing extra gems on this one. And there's a little dot here. I'm gonna put a teeny dot of glue there, and we need one more blue one. So let's go over here. Let's try for here. Teeny drop. Don't push hard when you do that, or you'll have a hot mess on your hands. You know how that goes. Oh, I've already got 3. Well, we're gonna have 4. So let's just grab this one. There is always something really satisfying though about putting down little drops of glue and then putting the gems on it. Isn't that pretty? And there's nothing to it really, you know. That's it. It's a beautiful die and gorgeous paper and some die cuts, and we are done with our first card. I just think it came together so easy and so pretty, and honestly, that took me when I first got my products. I opened up my box, I got everything out, and that's what we made. Barb, this is a new bundle coming out March 1st, which I'm offering a sale price on right now, called Irresistible Blooms. So you can't see it online. You can't really see it anywhere. If you watch the beginning of the video, the Facebook Live, once we're done, and you can go back and watch the replay, I showed all the products and everything that you can get with this suite of products. Okay, let's keep moving. Oh, lots of hearts. Thank you. Thanks, Carol. All right, kids, we're moving on to more beauty. They're just so pretty. So I'm gonna get I've got a lot of die cutting done here, so you don't have to sit and watch me die cut. And these are all the cards you'll get free. Your 4 cards in your free class when you buy the suite. At the discount price, you get it on sale at 15% off. Until Monday night, through Monday night, because Tuesday morning I'm putting in my orders. Okay, so this paper too I thought was just too scrumptious to cut any part of it off, so I went with the whole 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. And then to line it up, since sometimes, here, I'm going to line it up on this side. Sometimes it's kind of tricky when you're trying to hold it down like this and match up all the sides. It can be kind of tricky. So what I usually do is I hold everything up and I don't push anything down yet. And I kind of just go down, you know, line it, poke it down on my surface, and then and do it like that so it gets down on the paper straight. Then we're going to take this big circle, and I honestly don't remember. I guess I did pop it up. So let's get some dimensionals out here. Try to not have my workspace be too messy so you're not looking at a hot mess all the time. But you know, when you're crafting, sometimes you make a mess. Anybody out there make a mess when they're crafting? Or do we have some very neat crafters out there? We probably do. I mean, I'm sure we do. And while I admire it, I can't do it very well. I don't do it very well. So we've got that. Actually, you know what we're going to do too? We're going to put down another circle. These are both cut with the stylish shaped circle dies. Let's see, this one, I don't think this one gets lifted up. That'd be cute too. We'll use this side though. I don't want to get too much going on. So just get our, hi Diane. Oh, you love the first card, Kathy? Thank you. I do too. I just, you know, I thought, are these guys going to think I'm just kind of over the top when I'm like, you guys, look at these cards, how cute they turned out. Okay, now this one, we're going to use several blooms here. I die cut several. I'm not sure which we'll be using. I think we'll do the dark pink. It kind of draws your eyes. And then we'll get these leaves going here as well. So I'm going to first attach these two. I don't know if these are roses. They kind of look to me like hedge roses or bush roses, not tea roses. Now I kind of want this to go kind of like this. Yeah, like this. So I'm putting a mini glue dot down. Oops. Let's do this. Like, kind of like, they're going to kind of go like this on our card. I think I got that up too high. I just want to get these secured together a little bit so I can place the leaves. And then we'll get it all held together with dimensionals on the back of the whole thing once we get the flowers together and the leaves together. But I still have a lot of die cut leaves and flowers from just playing with just running it through my die cutting machine several times to get just to have a lot to work with when I started creating my cards. Okay, so this threesome of leaves, we're going to kind of do what we did with the other one, and our card's going to go like this. So we want this to kind of support those. And again, I'm getting these glue dots. When you do this, just do as I say, not as I do. You want them right on the edge. So when you start placing them, they stay, or you don't cover up too much of the leaf. I'm going to put another glue dot on this behind because this is going to stay. I want this to stay here. This flower. Like so. There we go. Then, where's our other leaves? Here's our other leaves. Take these off. Pam, you're a messy crafter too. Yay, I have company. I have a friend who's also messy. When I'm creating a class, usually, and the more I've been online, the less I look at other people's samples because, you know, I don't want to copy theirs, and I also want mine to be unique. I don't want, you know, you guys to look at it and say, oh, I saw so-and-so that made that exact card. So sometimes what my whole point is saying that is when I start from scratch with a new suite of stuff, sometimes I just have things everywhere because I'm trying this with it, I'm trying that with it. This is gonna be a birthday card, so we're gonna stamp, hooray, it's your day. This was not, that did not happen with these cards because I just started die cutting the flowers and the leaves, and then the special decorative die cuts, and they just came together. So this is an easy suite to work with. If you're new to stamping or whether you're experienced and do a lot and you've been stamping for a long time, these flowers go together very quickly. You look like an artist. Now see, I'm gonna stick these all together on the back of this so they stay put. It's just super easy to create with, and it's just, you know, every card you make you're gonna just be wowed with. So let's go here like so. Well, since that yellow is against the yellow, I'm gonna bring my rose down so we get to see the edge of the rose like so. Then we're gonna put, oh, did I do something wrong? No, I did. Oh, I'm doing okay. So I was looking at the wrong card. We're gonna stick this on here too. I like to do this every once in a while. I'd use a big circle and then a little circle next to it. Or sometimes I'll do 3 circles of 3 different sizes. And that's kind of fun too. I want this flower to kind of go over my greeting like that. And I'm going to kind of stick this in here. Then we're going to grab some gems. Now for this one, we're going to, can't talk and look for my take your pick tool out at the same time. We're going to grab a few more of these in here and my take your pick tool. And for this card, we're going to use both pink and yellow. I'm going to turn them over so I grab them from the top instead of from the bottom. And I need some yellow, some little yellow ones. It looks like I've got some of those. So we're going to do pink and yellow on this one instead of peacock and yellow. So let me grab, and we're only going to put a few, so it won't take too long. Let's grab a pink one and stick it on a, where are my mini glue dots? My mini glue dots, come to mom. Okay, here we go. Let's stick it on here. I have to corral Brady, our dog. I need a little yellow. I'll put that on with Tombow. The little ones I think are easier to put on with Tombow, but the bigger ones I think are better with, the larger ones are better with mini glue dots and the smaller ones are better with Tombow. I don't know if I said that right or not. Okay, let's put these bigger ones on and then we'll get the little ones. So let's put one of these up here. You could put these bigger ones on with Tombow if you wanted to. I just get impatient. Put one down here. And a yellow one. Let's put a yellow one over here. I thought it was kind of fun on this one, since the colors are all kind of muted together. I don't want that close. I don't want it straight across, so we're going to move this down very, very gently, pulling on this because I don't want to tear my paper. I'm going to move it down just a touch so it's not straight in line. Then we'll grab our Tombow and we'll put a little yellow one here. Let me grab a small yellow one. So if you don't have a take your pick tool, you'll want one to work with all these little dots. Whoops, I'm not ready for that yet. So let me put a little, I'm gonna make a little triangle. The other thing I try to do is put my gems in a triangle or multiple triangles. So you can see my triangle here, I've got a triangle here, I've got one here. So I think that's all the gems we need on that one, and I think we're set. Isn't that pretty? It just, the DSP just makes the card all by itself. So there's our second one. So Pam, Wreath, you make a big and then have trouble finding things, so then I have to stop and clean up so I can get reorganized. That is me, Pam. That is me 100%. It's absolutely true because I get frustrated that I can't find things. Okay, now, my friends, we're going to use the stamps. So let me get out all my bits here. And we're going to stamp. And you'll see how easy it is to just stamp with these guys too. So let me clear these out of the way. I'll bring them back later. And for this, we're going to grab quite a few stamps out of the stamp set. I'm going to add a greeting. We need a greeting too. Let's see. Our greeting is for this one. It's going to be, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. I think that is such a lovely saying too. Now, let's start. Oh, I need the small rows too. So we've got all our stamps out here. Kind of making a hot mess already. Give this aside. All right, we're going to go back to our pretty peacock. Christy, I'm glad you liked the card. Thank you. I really feel like I can't take too much credit for any of these because Stampin' Up! Did all the work, and you just have to, hopefully that's inked up pretty good. I will tell you this about my Pretty Peacock ink pad. It has gotten a little bit stiffer, so I think I'm probably going to buy a new one. They actually say now that ink pads have about a 3-year lifespan. That comes directly from Stampin' Up! Oh, and that's nice and crooked. Okay, you know what? I did die cut too because I thought that might happen. So let's line this up a little better. And it might be crooked on my... So that one I went down too much, so I need to make sure I kind of go up a little bit. Hopefully this will be better. There we go. That's better. But I actually haven't had that happen with a stamp pad before, an ink pad. But Pretty Peacock, Kim, you probably know this. Pretty Peacock came out, what, maybe 2018? Maybe, possibly. So that would make it almost 5 years old. So if it's true that they don't last much more than 3, then mine is just about done probably. Let's grab Daffodil Delight, and we're going to make a little trio of roses here. So we're going to have one kind of going up this way. Oh, I meant to stamp it off. Oops. Okay, let's just use this side. Get the... So you can see here where I made my first card because I stamped off quite a bit. So we're going to try that again. You know, this paper is just so soft that I think it looks nicer. It goes with the paper a little bit more if you're going to pair it with the paper. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I want to go this way. If you have them stamped off once, that was my opinion. If you like bold, bright colors, you just be you. Do what you like. Get this up. And this is the smaller rose here. So we've got 2 large ones and the smaller one. And I think that's all we need the yellow for. Yep. Then we're going to grab our soft sea foam. Get these roses set aside. And then the soft sea foam, we're going to, I think I stamped that off too. Hang on a second, let me see. Yeah, I stamped it off. So we're going to come over here and we're going to put our group of 3 up here. Now it is red rubber, but you can kind of estimate if you get your labels on straight. For the most part, the labels almost always line up exactly with the stamps. Now that is not 100% true, but I'm just looking at that little rim around it and I'm kind of going past my flowers, the width of that little rim, and then can you see I'm getting pretty close there. So that's one way to use your red rubber stamps. And your red rubber stamps, in my opinion, they stamp a cleaner image and a sharper image. Just because you've got the thickness of the rubber and then you've got the thickness of the foam, and I just feel like you get a really good impression. Okay, so now you guys, we could quit with this. I mean, seriously, the artwork is just so pretty. We're not going to. Chrissy, a storm of DSP, ribbon, ink, embellishments, and stamps. A beautiful mess. But the next time I can't find something, I'm going to remember to come to my... Christy always picks up on my crazy sayings. And you know, they're not sayings until I get on Facebook Live and all of a sudden I'm saying silly, ridiculous things. But oh well, you know, sometimes it works that way. Now, I had this all done and I went back to my stamps and went, oh, we've got this gorgeous splatter stamp. So let's splatter too. So we're going to splatter. I love splatter stamps. My first set of stamps are 20 years ago. I'm stamping this off to the side. 20 years ago when I started stamping, there was a set of 4 small stamps, and one of those was just like little dots. it was a smaller than this. It doesn't look like I stamped off there, but I did. So that's okay. And you know why I did? Partly because I love to do splatter stamps for the background. I know I'm scattered in my story, so let me finish my story first. Anyway, I used that one splatter stamp. I pretty much probably even wore off the, we do need one rose that we're going to die cut here. Wore off those little nubs because honestly, I think I used it on every single card I made for 2 or 3 years when I first started stamping because I just loved it so much. So when I saw this splatter stamp, I thought, let's go ahead and do that. We're also going to, I need to pull a little piece of scrap paper. Here's just a scrap, a bigger scrap than I need, but we'll just go ahead and use it. So I'm going to stamp my flower in Daffodil Delight, and I think I am still going to stamp off to the side. I know you can't see that, but we'll run this through like this through the die cutting machine. There we go. I mean, it's not super pale even when you stamp it off once. So this is a fairly new Daffodil Delight ink pad too, so it's not going to disappear for sure. Okay, so we'll grab our die cutting machine. And does anybody stamping with me remember that set of 4 they're like background stamps. I can't remember what they were called. Some of you maybe still, if you were stamping 20 years ago, maybe you even still have that set of 4 background stamps. Kim says that Pretty Peacock, I'm seeing some thumbs up, so I'm guessing that some of you at least know that stamp set I'm referring to or actually even still have it. Okay, let's line up. I have found it a little tricky. Is that right? What's going on here? I'm looking at this crooked, so let me get it straight here. I might be upside down. Let's try that. Yep, there we go. I think that's better. It's odd how I'm trying to look at this row straight up, but you know, obviously a person should be able to line it up going sideways, but obviously this person is not able to do that. Let's go ahead and cut her out, and I've got my leaves already die cut, so we're good there. Now, can you also see how I'm staggering this plate? I'm not lining it exactly. Can you see that yet? Am I in the camera? So I'm not lining it up directly, and I do that because it helps your plates not warp. So if your plates are warping, try this method of staggering your plates when you put it through your die cutting machine. That will help. You can even start now, even if they're pretty warped, and you start doing that now and they will start to flatten out. I promise you. Okay, so we've got our rose cut. You trim the rubber stamps before using them. No, I don't, Pam. And the reason I don't, I used to, you know, when we used to cut them out of the rubber surround and we had to cut them out, I did trim them. But because the labels line up so perfectly, I don't. I just don't do it anymore. I used to. But I find I don't have to. Now, if you're getting the halos, you know, those little, so if you're stamping and you're getting this outside rubber to show, Kim will remember, she was here yesterday, and I was stamping some tags for my customers' little gifts that I give them in their pack, and I did do that on one of my cards, so every once in a while that'll happen. But what happens is that you're not stamping straight up and down. So hold your block like this when you stamp with both your hands and go straight down and straight up, and you won't have that tilting. If you're doing one-handed, and I was in a hurry, which is what happened, I was one hand and I tilted a little bit, not paying attention to what I was doing, and that's how I got the halo. So you just have to kind of be careful with that. Alrighty, we're going to put these die-cut leaves. They're soft seafoam. I realize they're probably not going to show up very good in the camera because they're such a light color, but you'll be able to see them a little bit. Grab a mini glue dot. And I'm trying to look at your comments. Maggie, you still have that one. Awesome. I finally, so when I started, you know, accumulating a lot of things, of which, you know, if we've got the bug, we usually accumulate. We like to hang on to stuff. I let them go in a garage sale, but when I see a stamp like this come along, I'm all over it because I still love it. I love that look. And I did it on this. I started to tell you, I did it on this card especially because it goes with the background paper. I'll show you that when we get it put together, especially why I did it with this card. Okay, so I'm putting my leaves on the back of my mini glue dots. And now I'm going to get this. I'm going to put this pretty much, let's see, kind of right here, I think. I say I think because I have to figure out how this will go on with my greeting too. I want it to complement my greeting, but I don't want it to cover it up. So that's going to go. Let's get this on our card so we can tell. We can tell. See the paper with the little splotches, and then my card matches the splotches. Isn't that exciting? Those of you that are really stamp fanatics like I am, you're like, I totally get it. One of you that might be watching that you're not a stamper yet, or you're just, you know, happen onto this video, you're like, well, it's pretty, but really, is it all that? Is it all that? Yes, it is. Just saying. You know, we don't, well, I don't know if you guys don't drink or do drugs. I don't drink or do drugs. This is my therapy. Whoops, I didn't get that straight. Ah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this just a touch because it looked like it was just a little bit long. Let me grab this. I might be making a mistake here, but we'll see. I don't want this to be too much. You know what? I'm kind of afraid about this. Well, let's go for it. If it doesn't work, I have another white card handy. I do feel like our paper trimmer, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Our paper trimmer really cuts really, really thin. Look how thin this is. And that was cutting through 2 pieces of thick cardstock. It does well. You know, it really does well. As long as your blade is sharp. You just want to make sure your blade is sharp. Oh, Maggie, you separate your stamps. Sometimes she's saying whoops, no, this way. She sometimes will just keep one stamp out of a set. I've never done, I don't think I've ever done that, but that's a good idea. That helps keep your storage at a minimum. I'm looking for my, here, good grief. You know, on Facebook Live, I've got stuff everywhere. I start very organized. If you would see my starting desk, you would go, that's really organized, Joey. Okay, so we're going to go kind of like this. This guy's going to go kind of off to the side a little bit. Trimming them isn't, no, I hate trimming them. And you know, Pam, she's saying she hates trimming her stamps. You know, the thing is that for the most part, okay, look at this. For the most part, it is a little bit wide here, but they're pretty close to the stamp. So if you start trimming this, you have a really, really good chance of cutting into your stamp. At least I would. So I find that the labels are just really, really helpful. Let's figure this out here again. I want this to be kind of... So yeah, I'm kind of dry fitting this, as you can see. I'm not going to push that down hard. And then do you do this? Do you save your dimensionals? And make sure you use all the bits of your dimensionals. So I'm going to use my dimensionals to help secure my, well, this looks like a hot mess up here. Let's move my phone just a bit so you don't have to look at all the gems in the camera. Once in a while I look down at what you're looking at and I'm like, that is a mess. So I use my dimensionals to help secure the bits that I've added on. Does that make sense? So it just gives them more stability. And honestly, I can look at a card and see pretty much where the dimensionals are if I don't have them pretty well spaced. And now we're going to just nestle this little rose over the greeting, like right here, and then over the greeting. Look at that. Now I could have lined it up exactly with this flower. I think I did that on my first card. I kind of like the depth that that adds though, so I'm not going to take it up and line it back up. But you could for sure, if you just wanted those 3 roses, you could line this one up directly with that. We're going to go with that the way it is and go back to our little gems here. And we'll get a, we're not going to put a lot of gems on this, but we're going to grab a, now if your little putty starts not grabbing very well, just take some off and then turn this, and I usually push it back down some, and then go ahead and grab your gems, and we're going to stick this on. I'm just kind of leaning it from the side onto the what am I trying to say? Onto the glue dot. So I'm just kind of putting it on my side, leaning it over there and getting it on. So those are the only 2 we're going to actually use the glue dots with. So let me grab those off. We're going to go one here. And we're mixing colors up on this one too. And let's see, a yellow one up here somewhere. Like so. Then let's get out our glue. I'm going to put a little tiny one here and another one down here. Again, I'm kind of making my triangles. Triangles are almost always pleasing to the eye, which is why I'm doing it. I want a tiny blue one, so I have to find a tiny blue one. I'm going to put that one here. So here's my triangle. In the bottom of my triangle, I'm going to put a medium-sized yellow one. Let's see, where are we? This looks like what I need here. Or is that pink? That's pink. Well, we'll just take this one. It's okay. It's okay. Stick that down there. And then I want another small blue one. I'm going to stick another tiny one up here. There's one more tiny one here. Pick it up. And I really like, you know, I'm so pleased with myself on these cards. You're probably going, Joey, you're kind of going overboard on the cards, on your card creations today. Because I felt like these tiny blues, they blended in with our splotches. So what do you think about that one? So that one's done. One more to go. Oh, thanks, Maggie. Kathy, you love the look of this card. Every little corner. I like this DSP, but the other side is pretty too. Oh, yes, both sides are gorgeous. This is one of those stacks of paper. You know, girls, you get one, and there might be guys watching there. They're one of those stacks of paper where you hate to cover up one side, but you have to, if you're going to use it at all, you have to. So, you know, there's that. Okay, I think my favorite one, I don't know which is my favorite, honestly, but this next one, it's really pretty too. So let me grab all my, here again, I've got a lot of die cuts. I added a vellum scalloped rectangle from the Scalloped Contours dies. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Thanks, Pam. Maggie, they are so pretty and simple. I think that's why I was swooning when I first laid that die cut down just on a 6x6 piece of paper, a white die cut, that first one we made. I even took a picture of it and put it on my team's Facebook page. I said, you guys, we can buy this now. We can get it early. Now, can you see this die? I used that fancy schmancy die. This one that I told you I put the, or did I tell you? All right, so what I did is I took like a 2-inch, I think this is a 1 1/4 inch, so maybe 1 1/2 inch piece of white paper, and without that, and then I stuck it on the same size of adhesive sheets. So the adhesive sheets are, they come like this. They come in a set of 6x12, and you get 12 of them, you guys. So you get a lot of it. So I cut it exactly the same size as my white paper, and then I just stuck it on that little piece. I cut this the same as my white paper, stuck it on, ran it through the die cutting machine, and I pulled it off already and stuck it down so you wouldn't have to sit and watch me, you know, pull off the adhesive. But that's what I did. And I thought it looked pretty with these speckled whites. I thought it kind of looked like that. So we're going to grab, Christy, you like my swooning? I am excited about it. Honestly, I am super excited about it. And as I said, my team is going to be making cards, so I'll be making 4 more cards with it, and I'm excited about that even. I thought, oh good, we'll do this for my team meetings. My team meets both online and in person at the same time once a month. We do make and takes. We have demonstrations, and they're not by me. The team demonstrates, even those that are long distance. They demonstrate over Zoom. I charge $5 a month. I give a few business tips for those who have customers and want to have some customers buying a few things so they don't have to meet their quarterly minimum without any other sales, just by themselves. I also have business-minded people, and so they can get one-on-one help from me and training if they want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to participate at all if you don't want to. All right, I cut out 3 roses, but honestly, I think we really only need 1 for this. But if you're interested, please let me know. You can just message me and we can talk about it. There's no obligation if you decide, no, that's not really what I want to do. But you get a 20% discount for at least 3 months. Right now, you get $175 worth of product for just $99 plus tax, and a mini die cutting machine comes with it. It is a fantastic joining offer, and it's going to end Monday night. Monday, right? I think, yeah, Monday night. So you can just, you know, you can just do it as your hobby and be a happy stamper. A happy shopper, I should say, because you can get your products for less. Or you can do it with friends and they purchase a little bit, and that helps you with your $300 quarterly minimum. But when you first sign up, you have the whole quarter that's left plus the whole next quarter. Oops, we want this little leaf to go in here too. So you can have as much as like 5 months before you even need to think about meeting that $300. And honestly, if you're an avid crafter, it's not too hard to spend $300. I know it's a lot of money, but again, we're not doing drugs or drinking, or maybe we are. I don't know. I'm not, but who knows? No judgment. I'm not judging. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, the reason I did not put this on first is because when I put this rose and flower on here, I can see then where to hide my dimensionals when I start adding them to put that whole panel on the card itself. So I'm grabbing, like, once again, I'm securing these bits with my dimensionals, And then I want to make sure this is pretty well balanced, so we're going to even get them out here on the leaves. And here. And maybe even out here. Put one there. Okay. Did you cut those blooms from the DSP? Kathy, these are all cut from the DSP. She's asking, did I cut the flowers from the DSP or did I stamp them? The only flower I stamped was this one. All the rest of the cards we've made so far, this one and this one are all cut out of the paper. These three are the paper. This is the one that's stamped. See how easy that makes it? And so there's like there's 4 sheets of every design in this paper pack. And there's 2 designs that are all flowers. So that means 8 sheets of flowers and 8 sheets of leaves. Same thing. Okay, so we're going to get this guy kind of up here. We want room for a greeting down here. So I'm going to kind of get this going off to the side a little bit. Maybe like, well, I'm not going to stick this down too much. I want my flower to kind of face that way. But I'll show you what we're going to do for the greeting. Let me get these out of the way so we can stamp a little bit more. I'm stamping all my greetings today in the Pretty Peacock. So I will feel terrible if you buy this suite and come March 1st, you can't buy Pretty Peacock. However, if that's true, if they don't bring it back, as far as purchasing the ink and the paper, there are many colors that you could substitute. So soft seafoam, flirty flamingo, actually even evening evergreen. I even tried evening evergreen with these. I ended up just going all with Pretty Peacock for the greetings. But you could try, I'm trying to find the scrap paper here, which I forgot to do. Stamp my greeting. There are obviously there are other colors in the Stampin' Up! Family that you can use. And I will be definitely stamping some other colors that are in our permanent family right now, and giving you suggestions. So, and Daffodil Delight, they say that's in here, but if you want a darker color, I would be going with Soft Seafoam, Evening Evergreen, possibly stamped off once. Again, I can't imagine that they put it in the DSP and they are not bringing back the colors. They're being very secretive about it. So if they would just call me, you know, so many things would be solved. I could tell you what's going on because I would know for sure. And I don't know why they don't call me. They haven't gotten the hint yet that they really should. Now, when you're fussy cutting something, especially something curvy like this, you want to just move the paper and not your scissors. And you want to cut just a little bit of a cloud around what you're cutting. Now, for this guy, I'm just going to go up here and cut another little border there. I'm just turning and twisting my paper. And then cut off any excess that's getting in your way too. And then you've got to kind of start. I'm trying to stay in the camera. Sorry if I'm getting out of it. Let me get a little closer maybe. I don't know if closer is better or not, if it gets blurrier. It looks like it's pretty clear. So I usually don't do this. If you watch me very much, you know that I don't cut around words very much, but this looks so cute this way. You know, beauty is painful. I've told you before, my Aunt Sally used to always say beauty is painful. So that goes in all things. You know, if you had to sleep on rollers at night, you know, in high school I slept on rollers at night. Even, you know, I don't know, this is really dating me, but who remembers putting like orange juice cans in your hair for rollers? Any of you guys, did you ever do that? I slept on foam rollers, but I do remember trying orange juice cans, and that did not work for me. But I had a little hair net I put over it. Why am I talking about this? Because we're talking about beauty, it's painful. So if you want something extra pretty on your cards or something that takes a lot of time, you know, sometimes that can be painful. Not in a terrible way, of course. All right, so this is going to go here. And can you see that the reason now that I wanted this, I wanted my flowers and leaves on my vellum panel first is so I could see where to put the dimensionals that's going to stick it on the paper. Whoops, I got to cut more here. That's going to stick it on the card itself. I wanted to be able to see through my vellum, so I didn't put my dimensionals on my vellum in a place that wasn't going to be covered up with the flower. I don't know if that makes sense. But once you start working with this, you'll see what I was talking about. So now I'm going to go in between those so the card isn't too bulky. And because this is where my, I can't talk and do this at the same time. This is where this needs to be smaller. You could take mini dimensionals here too. I'm just tearing apart my bigger ones. So they're not going to show now because we know exactly where the edges of our flower and leaves are. And then I think honestly we're going to need a dimensional out here. Maybe just part of one on a leaf out here. And that, maybe a tiny one here too. Anything showing? See, it's not showing. So that's all good. Kathy, you did. Pulled back your mid-back length hair up to a ponytail on top of my head and then rolled on orange juice cans while I mowed my parents' acre with a push mower. Oh my gosh, we mowed with a push mower too at home. We didn't have an acre. That's pretty commendable that you mowed a whole acre with a push mower. That's impressive. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this down. And I was trying not to cover up my paper, so that's why I used a vellum panel. So I thought it all, I don't know. You know, I'm just pleased with these cards, girls. What can I say? Or girls and guys, whoever's watching. I just thought they turned out so cute. And easy. They're easy. I mean, I fussy cut this, but you wouldn't need to. If you don't want to fussy cut, with fussy cutting just means you cut with your scissors. If you're not a crafter that's ever heard that before, that's what that term is. I'm putting a couple little mini glue dots down here too, so it holds it down. Kathy, I'm still reading Kathy's comment about mowing with OJ cans in her hair. Her younger sister's whined then about having to hand mow the lawn when she moved out, so then her dad bought a riding mower. Oh my gosh. You know, us oldest children, we run into things like that seem very unfair. Steve, my husband, is a firstborn and I'm a firstborn. And let me say that things were much different for my brother than they were for me. Just saying, which I used to remind my mother of. Both my mom and dad, but especially my mom, made different rules for my brother. Okay, looking for my take your pick tool, and I don't even know where I stuck it. So it's gone missing, so we'll use our fingers. Your best crafting tool is your fingers. Grab this one. The take your pick tool does make it easier though, because sometimes these little bits are harder to pick up. And on this one, we're just going to put a couple gems on. Oh, there it is. Found it. So let's stick one here. And then let's stick one down here. Thank you, Kathy. I'm going to put one here. I'm trying to get all my gems on the... I think it's beautiful too. Honestly, I can't, or on the vellum is what I was going to say. I don't feel like I can take actually too much credit for it because honestly, Stampin' Up! Has done all the work. I might put this one down here because I think it's too crowded for a third gem up there, and this will be a little bit smaller one. And again, I'm making my big triangle here. 1, 2, 3, triangle. So that's that. There we go, you guys. So these are the 4 cards you get when you buy the suite from me at a 15% discount. If you're not sure about what that's about, let me know, message me, and I'll send you all the details about it. If you're on my email list, it went out in my email today. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? So here's all of our cards. Do you have a favorite? So you would have to say for your favorite, Flirty Flamingo. We'll call this one Pretty Peacock. Okay, so Flirty Flamingo, Pretty Peacock. When you say what your favorite is, you just call it one of those colors. This one we'll call Daffodil Delight. And this one we'll call Friend. Okay, what's your favorite? So your choices are Flirty Flamingo, Pretty Peacock, Daffodil Delight, and Friend. We'll just call this Friend card. We could have called this Soft Sea Foam, so if that makes it easier. So we'll do that. If this one's your favorite, you could call it Soft Sea Foam, or you could call it Friend. Shirley, oh, this is your favorite one? Shirley, this is the last one? I know, isn't it? There, you guys, I wish you could all come over and we would just get out all these stamps and we would just play and talk and make cards and have fun and drink tea or coffee or wine. You know, it's all good. And come play with me, but at least you came and played with me today on Facebook Live, and I'm so grateful. If you're watching on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll have all the links that I talked about putting in the comments on my Facebook Live. Those will all be in the video description. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and click the like button and the bell so you get future videos. If you're watching, here, we want to see this, Rose. If you're watching on YouTube, or I mean Facebook, and you haven't followed my page yet, be sure to follow my page. We're almost at 900 subscribers. I think we're like 890 or something like that. So I would love to get to 1,000. I'm trying to get to 1,000. We'll have a big celebration. Pam likes Daffodil Delight. It's her favorite. Kathy Vaverka likes all of them. You're welcome for sharing. Shirley's is the last one. I'm so happy you like them because I like them too. And I love sharing them with you. I was so excited. I was down here early today for, you know, I'm always at least a minute or two late. I'm always ready, but I usually have something I miss, like I didn't get the hose code or something, or I have to put Brady away, so I'm usually a minute or two late. Today I was down here at 12:05 to do my 12:30 Facebook Live because I was so excited to share these products with you. All right, my friends, let me know if you need help with anything. If you have a question about getting these products, just anything that you have a question about, just let me know. Have a wonderful rest of the day, you people, my friends in Minnesota. I'm sorry you're getting so much snow. I hope by next time I see you on Facebook Live next Wednesday that the snow's gone. Let's say a little prayer for that. Okay, everybody, thanks again. Love you. Hugs, sending hugs. Bye-bye.